Hey guys, Dr. Joel Parker here and Mr. Dylan Byrne on camera.
Hello.
And this is Whiteboard Wednesdays. Thanks for watching, guys. This week I want to talk about this crazy acronym called Ebitda. So this is entitled, What the Hey Is Ebitda? And I keep running across people that are so interested in this term. The term Ebitda is the term that practices are evaluated on for corporate buy-overs and so forth. So if you ever look at selling a practice or buying a practice, ultimately you're going to find out what this is. So Ebitda is an acronym for earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. All big words. But let me explain it really simply, and then I'm going to give everybody an offer to attend our hour-long webinar live on what the heck is Ebitda, in brackets, decoding the tea leaves of veterinary financial statements. Okay, guys, so we're going to come up on that. But today, I want you to know the real basics of this. Practices are evaluated on leftover cash after expenses have been deducted from the income. So your income here, your revenue, okay, you want to minus the expenses. Now, expenses are things like cost of goods sold for your medical supplies, your merchant fees for your credit cards. It can be your staffing, your facility, your office, and your marketing, kind of roughly 5 or 6 categories. So expenses are things like when you pay Bill Schroeder to make your website with InTouch Communications. Hey, Bill, when you pay Bill to do that, then you never see that money back again. You're not buying a share in Bill's company that you can eventually cash in. So expenses are something that are ultimately part of doing business. They're part of kind of the fuel for the engine of your practice, but at the end there's nothing left over. What is left over, if you go revenue minus expenses, is your profit. Your profit is the leftover money, which is basically expenses from the revenue. And it is the profit that many of you are going to get taxed on. So from a tax viewpoint, you want to lower that profit and create something called the adjusted profit to make sure that your tax liabilities are minimized. In doing so, what will happen is that the accountants will deduct the interest off your loans, your taxes, any equipment depreciation, or any equipment amortization. These are all, on paper, soft deductions that will lower your tax position. But in looking at a practice here, if up here is the revenue, okay, and then here's your expenses, and then finally down here is your profit, and then minus the interest, taxes, depreciation, amortization, coming here to your adjusted profit. How you want to evaluate your practice is looking at that basic profit. Okay? That's as simple as we can make it. The bottom line is practices are evaluated on what they can produce for cash flow, and we're going to go more into those in the basics when we get into that webinar. Okay, guys, so remember, this Ebitda here is an acronym for earnings, these adjusted profit practice earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. And that's this guy right up here, which is basically the basic value of the profit, the earnings that are left over after deducting basic expenses. So lots more to go in on this. I don't want to overly confuse anybody. I was incredibly confused on this myself. I think we're going to do it much more justice by putting on an hour-long webinar for you guys and kind of crunching some numbers and really fleshing it out. So join me in the next couple weeks on our, what the heck is Ebitda, in brackets, decoding the tea leaves of veterinary practice financials. Okay, guys, thanks a lot. We'll talk to you later. See you next week. Thanks for watching.